I'm Steve Nickel. I started practicing law in the early 80s. I'm a veteran, and that was something way in my past, and I've been a defense attorney for over 30 years and was retiring. And I was a partner with a woman who later became a judge, and she knew me, and she was the head of Veterans Court. Turns out it was Jenny Walker Jasper, and I couldn't say no to that. And it turns out my excitement to take the job was validated by how exciting it is to be.
Sat down with the staff and I thought, wow, this is what I've been wanting to do for a really long time.
I have seen firsthand how Veterans Treatment Court changes people. We like to say that it makes them better looking because they're healthier, they're happier, they're sober, they get their families together, they get better support. It really makes a huge difference to people's lives, and we think very firmly that it saves lives.
I'm a mentor and I'm a coordinator, but I'm also a veteran who knows that he continues to need help.
I was in the Army National Guard, joined in 2007, did a 3-year contract with one tour to Iraq. I was deployed to Mosul, Iraq for about 10 months. And I did air traffic control in the military, 15 Quebec. I was a specialist rank. That's the rank I left at.
Okay, for us, I was a senior airman in the United States Air Force between 1990 and 94. I was a structural engineer.
So when I got my second DWI, that was an option they listed and during booking. So I said I was interested in it, and then they gave me all the information for it.
Actually, the officers said they found out that I was a veteran, and they said, well, you may want to go to Vets Court.
Would you encourage other people to do Vets Court?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Great program, not only for like legal stuff, it also has a lot of programs and benefits for housing, getting employment, getting set up with services, so it covers everything.
My mentor would have been, well, Paul's great.
Paul, he was my mentor. He was great, so any like questions or concerns, not only like what's going on with like Veterans Court, just life in general. So anything concerning, I just addressed to him, anything going on with my life, and he'd give positive feedback and his opinions, and that really helped out.
So I was a peer mentor coordinator for over about 9 years now. I started in 2014 at staffing for the first time, and been there ever since.
It's just nice to have that kind of resource to talk with someone about it. The most rewarding part is just maintaining sobriety overall, just clear mind. Then it's not an easy program, so just the accomplishment of looking at from where I started to where I ended, how much better I am in my life situation.
If you do the work and you're there to actually better yourself, I mean, that's what it's there for. But to have the support from judges and your lawyers and a prosecuting attorney and your appeal officer, I mean, they all meet together, Mary Ann. It's great to see when you move phases and stuff like that, that they're there to support you.
My name is Jenny Walker Jasper, and I'm one of the original judges in the Anoka County Veterans Treatment Court. We started this court about almost 12 years ago now, and it's the most exciting part of my job as a judge.
Hi, I'm Melissa Satterbach. I'm one of the newest judges in the Anoka County Veterans Treatment Court. That court consists of several different justice stakeholders, including myself, 2 other judges, and then we have somebody from probation, we have a veterans justice outreach program person, we have somebody within our local veterans contact person here, and prosecution, defense attorneys, and we have a peer mentor coordinator as well as a treatment coordinator.
Even as a prosecutor, my focus is rehabilitation so that we don't see these folks back in the system again. Because I think the system is adversarial, and even as a prosecutor in a treatment court, We are still trying to make that person the best person they can be while keeping into consideration public safety.
Quite a few, if not most, veterans keep it to themselves. And there's a danger in that, of course. The best way to recover from something is to admit to other people that you need help with that. Alcohol, overeating, whatever it is. You say, hey, I'm going to deal with this. The other people then can help if you want their help, but at least you're putting it out there so you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah, everybody's a support system there. If you don't see that, then I don't think this is the program for you.
The hardest part is
Admitting that you did it, and that you need help.
probably just making sure that you're doing everything you need to do, because it's a lot at first. Meetings and the random UAs and then going to court every other Friday. Once you get going, though, it's not bad. It's beneficial to see, where somebody is at a certain phase and what they need to do, just kind of have a mindset of what's going on, and just noticing that you're not alone in this. The other people are struggling with some of the similar stuff, so they're going through it, so I'm not the only one going through it, so that was helpful in that sense. Just don't get overwhelmed in the beginning. It is a lot. Just take it piece by piece, and then once you kind of get in your own groove, it's not that hard.
Part of the military system, we have this pride, and sometimes you just lay that down and take a good look at yourself and see that you need help. And that's what Vets Court is. We're there to fight. We're there to protect. We're there to lay our lives down and stuff like that. We're still in that mindset when we come out of the military. And even though I'm 20 some odd years past, I still have that mindset.
It's our experience that many times people that have served in the military somehow think that that if they have issues, that military people are tough, and they don't admit that they need help, and they're not willing to reach out for help. And sometimes that's the biggest impediment to somebody getting better and being successful, is the fact that they're not willing to reach out for that help.
And I went through course after course. I'm eating it up. It's free 99. Go do it. First of all, you're obligated to do a portion of it. Go beyond that. You're there to better yourself. And if you can better yourself, great. To see myself get better. They say it's like a year or 2 years, and it is.
Well, a little over a year and a half.
We're going to do 2 years for jail time. But timeline, 4 years, 8 years, 20 years in the military, 2 years in the Vets Court is nothing. And you're going to come out a better person. You meet a lot of great friends that are through the same thing you're going to go through. Your comrades. And just like in the military, when you first get in, the people that you entrust with your lives is now in court with you. They're going through the same thing. They're going through the same struggles. You get a lot of new people, and you learn things. Like for me, it was strength at home, healthy relationships for men, and therapy, and all this stuff. I didn't know I had PTSD, and I didn't know I had anxiety. I didn't know I had depression. These are the things that they're there to help you.
I think that they start to recognize how hard it is to make changes. There are a lot of vets that come into that court are used to doing a lot of hard things in their lives. Some have been in combat, some of them have really difficult, complicated lives, but I don't think any of it's more complicated than doing the emotional kind of work that you have to do, psychological kind of work that you have to do, to really commit to making changes in your life so that you no longer are where you are, or where you were when you started court.
In district court, they may or may not have probation officers in their case at all. But in Veterans Court, we're a main contact for them, so we get to handle things right up front before they get worse. We also give them, I think, more breaks, we're more understanding, more chances. We also provide more services, increased meetings, increased UAs, all kinds of treatment programs offered by the VA and in the community. Lots more services, lots more supervision. And the reason we do that is because we think that they deserve that, because they gave their life for our country.
Veterans Treatment Court functions with three main pillars, and that is respect, honesty, and sobriety. We know that sobriety takes a different road for many different people. But if somebody will be honest with us about when they're using, we are happy to work with them. But we need that honesty component. And people that have served in the military know the importance of respect and honesty, and so that's why we continue that in the court. And we see sobriety as something we're working towards. You have to be sober to be able to graduate from the program, but we understand that it's a process.
We talk on the phone, we text, we go to lunch, we go to breakfast, we go to dinner. I've talked to people that were working in semi-trucks across North Dakota at 1 o'clock in the morning, because that was the time when he was alone, and he could talk.
One of the most common challenges, I guess, would be transportation. A lot of that is a barrier, so I try to schedule meetings when they're already going to be in the area during the UA.
Other organizations that I think have been helpful that from the work with the court that I've been able to bring in, and one of them has been Bikes for Kids. Okay, and what they do is that they will build bikes out of other bikes, and then they donate them. Well, give them to kids all across the United States, but even in the world. And so I've made connection with them, and I've been able to get 7 or 8 bikes now that have been donated. Okay? And so that's a real nice connection, because a lot of these guys don't have transportation. Now another one is the Veterans Service Center over at Anoka, the Vet Center. That's been something I've been involved with since 2013. Magnus is another place that's just outside of Anoka by about 4 or 5 miles, I think that is. And there's a mentor that's part of the mentor program. Bob is a board member over there, and Magnus is a place where I think is not like the VA and not like the Vet Center, but it's different. But I think that it's just starting to grow, and referring veterans over there, I think, is another option, because I think it's just a different form of energy over there. It's much more relaxed. It's easy to connect there. They got different kinds of services that I think veterans need. So a number of different things. I honestly keep on learning about it. I need high demand population, needs a lot of options. Okay, and I think this is another one that I think would be helpful for lots of veterans. I know the Vet Center is working with another person that's out there by Magnus that is starting another rescue farm with animals for veterans, specifically with PTSD, TBI, that sort of thing.
So I gather information about how they're doing in the community and present at court for staffing and for our court hearings. And then in the community, I meet with them, I collect UAs, I advise them if they need any services that might be at the VA, if they're having problems at home, or if they're having some mental health issues that aren't being met. And I think one of the biggest problems is mental health. And how I can support that is just being a really good listener, making sure they're getting services in the community or at the VA and following through with those appointments. And if I hear or see anything in my regular meetings with them, to make sure that if that's an unmet need, that gets addressed somehow.
If they say, I want to join the Veterans Court, I would encourage them to investigate by asking a lot of questions, sitting down with the necessary people that are part of the court, help them make the decision, so that when they say yes or they say no, it's informed.
Lay it down, put the sword down, put the gun down, put whatever down, and start looking at yourself. I don't have that. I'm not done. I don't think I'm ever done. But it's a work in progress.